Welcome to another Trader Stories podcast here with Ola Prime. Today we're joined by Sam from the United States, who has two $100,000 accounts with us and has an upcoming payout of $1,500. So he's done really, really well. Sam, thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Awesome, awesome. So Sam, I'd love to kind of get to know you as a person a little bit more. Can you let us know kind of, your life outside the charts? Like, do you have a day job or is trading your full-time income?
So at this point, I trade full time. So
wow, very nice.
I was doing kind of a corporate job here in the U.S. and got to the point where it didn't really make sense to do that anymore. So I just transitioned to trading.
That's amazing. And how long ago, roughly, was it when you first kind of got into trading?
Close to 5 years, probably. Like 4 or 5, something like that.
And then within 5 years, it's your full-time job now. That's the dream, right? You're living the dream.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Roughly, kind of like, how long did it take you before you started kind of seeing results with your trading?
Probably 3.5 years. Probably until I started really seeing results, and I was doing a lot of futures at the beginning. And with the trailing drawdowns and consistency rules, it was just a lot harder. So I switched over to Forex and started trading gold mostly, some gold, some silver, and it just felt like the charts were cleaner. And that's when I had started seeing success.
That's amazing. No, really good stuff. Yeah. And I mean, I find that quite interesting because a lot of people go from Forex to futures. That's kind of like the progression we see. But you went from futures to Forex, which is pretty pretty awesome. Do you still kind of trade maybe using like the futures data that you get, like the order flow data, or are you kind of happy just pure Forex now?
Yeah, so I basically kind of went pure Forex. I tried all the bookmap stuff and the order flow, the DOM, everything like that. Wasn't really seeing any patterns in it or anything. It was really just more noise than anything for me. And so, like we talked about last time, I kind of found this strategy of just, I went to the demo account and just started losing as much as I possibly could to get my brain in tune with the other side of the market, right? The profitable side of the market. Just to kind of see, because I feel like that's a big part of the market is just really just putting the hours on the chart and
that's it. Yeah.
That's really that's it, so.
No, awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Do you have any kind of like memorable moments of your trading career that kind of either good or bad that really stand out for you?
Probably the most memorable trading moment for me was when I passed my first futures prop firm challenge. Never got a payout on this account. This was like a year and a half in or something, but me and my buddy were just trading together. Like we lived in the same house and we were just doing things together, and it was just a really big moment, for us. It was just kind of a team. So that was a lot of fun, and a few years ago.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And today, I know you trading's your full-time income. Is that mostly prop, or do you also trade kind of your own capital as well?
Yeah, I do both. Probably mostly prop at this point, but I'm always just trying to do both, diversify, of course.
Of course. No, amazing stuff. Do you do any kind of like investments as well, or is it just day trading?
I also do investments, just kind of your average stuff, long-term holding, a little bit of crypto.
Yeah.
So really just trying to, be diversified. Yeah.
No, really good stuff. Sam, I would love to kind of get to see a little bit about your strategy. Is it possible you could share your charts and kind of show the viewers what you would look for on a typical kind of day-to-day trading day?
Okay. Are we seeing this?
Yes, now it's up. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I usually do my charting on MT5 just because I'm familiar with it.
Hmm.
So I'll use also TradingView as well as just kind of a visual chart, and then there's ways to you use a copier from MT5 onto the prop firm, or you can
Right.
just trade directly on Match Trader. A lot of different ways to do it, but the trade's the most important part. So usually what I'm doing is starting from the higher time frame, like the 1 hour on gold, and then I'll usually trade USD, JPY sometimes. Silver, I have some charts for that as well. But I want to see kind of the overall trend, and obviously on gold we've been, just kind of going up, and so usually I'll trade on the 5 or the 15-minute chart. And we kind of had a pullback today, like overnight session, and I'll sometimes stay up, and trade. I know when I was looking for my trade right here, we had this nice pullback, so I'm always trying to trade with the trend. So I was looking for longs here, but we were in the news. I was trading on a funded account, so we were in a news period. So had to wait basically throughout this whole pump here. I couldn't really trade because because of the news rules. So I had to wait for this pullback here. Got in, and then we kind of dallied up. So I didn't really get a full trade. I usually go for 1 to 1.5. It's kind of my risk to reward. Sometimes 1 to 1.2. I'm very strict on that, but sometimes it'll just chop and won't get anywhere. So I think I made like $200 or something today. Kind of a slower day, just kind of chopped around, and then I closed at like 3 p.m. Eastern, just because I'm not trying to really hold overnight very often. So that's what I did today on one of my accounts at least.
That's awesome.
And so just a little bit is hopefully that's kind of what you want to see.
No, that's really cool. So do you trade mostly just naked charts as well, and you're just looking at the price action and following the trend?
Naked charts. Yeah, that's all I'm looking for. It's just hours in the chart, complete discretion. I don't believe that there's really an edge in. I think you can have a strict like algorithmic strategy and it can work for a few weeks. I don't think there's a strategy out there that's going to work forever. So I think really the only thing is just discretionary trading is really the thing that is kind of the most profitable. And then of course my biggest thing is just risk management. I mean, I could take as long I could flip a coin and take a random trade, but as long as I have good risk management, I'm going to break even, right? That's all it is. So all I need is a slight edge with the right risk management, and I can make money. So
it's so true.
That's the idea.
I find when traders finally figure that out, but it's because a lot of people when they start out, they're all looking for the holy grail of strategies. Something that will give them 95% win rate or something ridiculous. And it just doesn't exist. Sadly, it
doesn't exist. It's not happening. Yeah, you're wasting your time. Give your trades some room too.
That's it.
Yeah, that's everybody has a different way to do it, but that's my
But you're right. It's risk management. Is the number one thing. Risk management and psychology, I would say. But that kind of ties in together because if you have bad psychology, you're generally not really sticking to your risk management rules. So,
right.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Which assets do you mostly trade? Was it gold? And
yeah. So I like to diversify. So I will usually, I'll trade gold, silver, JPY, USD, sometimes some AUD, USD. Because obviously, if I have multiple accounts, I'm not trying to internal hedge. I'm not trying to do anything that's against the rules. And so I'd rather use different pairs because, in my opinion, charts are charts. Especially with some of the bigger Forex pairs. So I like gold the best, though.
Yeah, gold does move. When it goes, it really goes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to talk a little bit about like the psychology of trading. As we just mentioned, psychology is such a huge part. How long did it kind of take you to overcome a lot of the typical, bad emotions that a lot of traders are kind of riddled with?
I think it took a long time. It took 3.5 years. That was the main thing for me. I mean, it wasn't always the issue. I think the issue was just like the understanding of it. Like, I'm not a super emotional person, but I never really just grasped the concept of just need a very small edge, and then you need to play it out in the long term. I'd get in this gambling mindset. It's so easy to just gamble, and you're trying to make money instead of just playing out the volume and the probabilities. So once you get into the probabilistic mindset, from there, that kind of makes things a lot easier.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And did you do anything in particular that kind of got you to control your kind of emotions and psychology, or was it just experience over time?
I think it was just experience over time. I did a lot of experiments as well, and tried a bunch of different things, all kinds of stuff. So I think it was just experiments and trial and error. And then you just kind of, as you learn a skill, you just go down the spiral of understanding at deeper levels. You hear risk management, but that doesn't mean anything to you until you're 5 years in, and you actually understand it at a much, much deeper level. So.
Yeah, 100%. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'd love to kind of move on and talk a bit about Ola Prime. How has your overall experience been with us so far?
It's been good. I really appreciate the discount codes, and getting a phone call, and just having somebody to call is awesome, for sure. So I appreciate that for sure. It's been a good experience, and I can't complain.
That's awesome. And is this your first payout with us, or have you had payouts with us in the past?
No, this is probably like number 5 or 6.
Oh, amazing!
I know we've already had one interview so far. Second interview, and.
Because I was going to say, I was like 1,500 I got written here, and I was like, I could have sworn there was more, but that makes sense now, yeah.
That's the next one. That's the next one pending. I think I got another one already after that. That's in the pipeline. So.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but that comes with experience.
How much collectively have you been paid out and will be paid out? Like, if you were to add it all up, roughly.
With Ola?
Yeah.
Probably around 8,000.
8,000. That's incredible. I'll make a note of that for the intro. But
I don't know. I'd have to go look. That might be completely off, but around there, I think.
Yeah, I can see how it's your full-time job then. You're definitely pulling in the money, which is awesome. And I'm assuming the plan is still to kind of get more accounts as time goes on, build up that capital.
Yeah, absolutely. Play the trading game. That's what it is. It's a game of probabilities. So I'm going to play out the probabilities, and thankfully I have firms like Ola Prime that will let me do that and will support me in that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sam, one last question, and then I will let you go. And I'm not sure if I asked this on the last interview, but I'll ask it anyway. If you could give one kind of tip to any new trader watching who's currently struggling, what would that bit of advice be?
I would say, if I have to do one thing, maybe a few things here. First being,
fine. Yeah.
Don't try to rely on trading as an income as you're learning. That's a big thing. It's never going to work. You're always going to have psychology. It's never going to work. And then number 2. If you want to become profitable, my best advice is just take your trade, set the top stop loss on the take profit, and then leave it alone. Stop looking at it. It'd probably be my next piece of advice. And try that for a while and see how that goes.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That's awesome. Well, Sam, once again, thank you so much for coming on. Always a pleasure talking to you, and who knows, maybe in the future we'll do another one if you're up for it. But it's always good hearing from you. So yeah, it's been really awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
Thank you, Sam. And to all the viewers, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. turn on channel notifications, subscribe, and also join our Discord. But more importantly, make sure you tune in to Ola Prime TV every Monday to Friday, every trading day. Myself and our other trading coaches all break down the live markets, taking live trades, and we do a few fun competitions once in a while as well. So it's well worth joining or tuning in if you haven't already. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.
Ola Prime. Trade with transparency.